Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts.
In this series of videos, I'll be looking at the Judge Dredd case files in order and picking out the most prominent and important stories, as well as noting some artists and writers that actually appear in these books. Okay, so we are back here with Volume 11 of the Complete Case Files. This is another good one, surprisingly enough. We start with a McCarthy story about a giant killer rat that is released from a giant rat fight and basically makes its way through the Undercity and into various blocks. Now, this has also got some McCarthy and Brett Erin's. Now, that's McCarthy, I would say. There's some Brett Erin stuff in there. The designs of the characters very, very reminiscent of what happens to the character designs for Bad Company, which is one of my personal favourite stories. I love Bad Company. So it's quite interesting to see that happen. I don't know if he's done. I think there's a few things he did for this beforehand, but yeah, you can definitely see those in the character designs. I still love McCarthy's artwork. I think it's fantastic. There's something really nice about it, just nice chunkiness to it. Yeah, so that's that one. Then we get the Raggedy Man, which opens up with an unconscious Judge Dredd in the Cursed Earth, which is basically about a judge that takes a long walk, effectively goes mad and tries to kill everybody that comes across. But there is a reason for his madness. Again, we kind of reference the health records we've seen in previous stories, which is really good as well. So that's kind of a consistent thing that's going on. Then we get the Simp, which is Cliff Robinson artwork. I love Cliff Robinson artwork. I think it's very, very good. There is something that bugs me about some of his artwork at some point in time. 90% of the time, isn't it? It's the helmet design. I always think the visor is a little too far out sometimes. And there was definitely an instance of that when we're coming up later on. This character. I don't know if this character shows up anymore because it says there's going to be simp about the house. I don't know if that happens because I can't remember. And there is a simping detective story coming up at some point, and I don't know if that's got anything to do with the same character. Um, Reason to be fearful, which is a interesting one, where this guy's having hallucinations, um, and it turns out that he's been manipulated, which is quite a good one. Fairly Hyperman, which is quite an interesting one as well. This is kind of like a superhero that's basically kind of decides to kind of, I come from another planet, I can't be hurt, so I'll just be taking over Mega City One's law enforcement and Dredd's not having any of it. Um, Now the interesting about this one is this page here. It seems to be very, very. There's no colour into it at all. I don't know if this was painted and they've basically just used the outlines for the book, because obviously we get grayscale stuff, or it just there's something missing. Something definitely missing in this one. Um, I mean, even there's supposed to be smoke or something here. There's nothing at all. I'd be interested to know if anyone knows what the original looked like, because I can't figure it out. But yeah, that's pretty good one. Pretty good, pretty good. Kind of a step up from Gardo Ped from way back. Then we get Revolution, which is all about the democracy movement. This has got some John Higgins artwork, which is very, very good. The Basically the judges aren't having any of it, and they bring up a load of crimes and stuff for some people. They manipulate the group into kind of doing it, for themselves. Basically doing each other in by kind of backstabbing each other, and then eventually they let the protests go on, and effectively it turns into a riot, and then obviously they arrest them, and there's a little problem, and obviously they say, oh yeah, it's doctrine here that ended. I don't think it does. I think there is a couple of more kind of spin off from that. Then we get this one, which hasn't got a name, unless it's called Boinger, but I don't think so. This is the very first PJ Maybe story. I like PJ Maybe. Um, so PJ Maybe is a 12-year-old serial killer that basically kills loads of people in his block with no link to whoever it is, and he shows up in many, many stories going on from now, kind of spread over the next couple of years, and very interesting character, very, very cool. Alabama Blimps, which is Steve Dillon artwork, again, gorgeous artwork. Love this guy's artwork. This is one of the another book I remember definitely picking up when it came out. Back in the day, it was all newsstand, so you kind of, if it sold out, that was it. You didn't get it. So sometimes you'd get some, sometimes you wouldn't. So I kind of had a very kind of hit and miss with these 2000 AD that's 20 time. I think it got a little bit better later on. But yeah, this is a good one as well. Just Dylan's artwork is fantastic. Basically about a bunch of cannibals and a Brit sit uh, dignitary that's crashed in the wilderness, and Dredd has to go fetch him out. But the artwork's just spectacular. Love it, love it, love it. Return of Death Fist, which is the martial artist we saw originally, which is another good one as well. And Dredd basically wants to take him down, and yeah, again, this is Barry Kitson artwork, very very good. And I don't think that's the last we see of him either. But that's very very cool. Kill Craze is about, oh sorry, yes, both go to Kill Craze. It doesn't go to Kill Craze. It goes to this one about a kid that is being spanked by his parents, and obviously there's a law against that. So he kind of makes his parents do ridiculously stupid things, because obviously if they do anything, they're going to report them to the police, and then they just leave and go to cut their cursed earth instead, and leave him behind. Yeah, Kill Crazy. This one is about a um, kind of theme park, very much similar to Westworld, where you can basically shoot wherever you want, and then they've realised they've accidentally got live ammunition in there, so there's a kind of a large massacre going on, and they basically just decide to go insane and shoot each other. So then we're into Oz. Now this is the bit of artwork I said about. That visor is way too far away from Dredd's nose. I'm sorry, that just bugged me, and it's really crappy because these little painted bits are really really nice. It's just that visor. It bugs the hell out of me. I don't know how that happened. It makes no sense to me. That'd be like, someone having a crash helmet that was like 6 inches in front of their face. Very strange. So this is another good one. So Super Surf 10 is on the horizon. Copper has been in jail since Super Surf 7. And they're all expect him to kind of come out of jail, and hopefully trying to get him to go into the thing. Now they basically decide to escort him out of the ISO block where he's been put in, and he breaks out. He manages to fall over. There's a key. He breaks out. Now, there's something I would have done differently with this story, and I'll explain what that is. But yeah, he basically escapes. Off he trots. So he decides now that he is going to make his way to Oz via the hoverboard. And this is a very interesting one, because there's at least several parts of this story where there's no Dredd. It's literally just Chopper going across various places in the US, and then across the ocean. I really like this story. I love it that we see again something that's not Dredd. We get to see something that's kind of like builds up the mega city kind of world building. This is one of my favourites. This is where he gets to Mexico, and we've got these giant Mexican canaries that speaking the Mexican accent. This is McCarthy artwork. It's just chock full. I mean, it's just, I love it. Absolutely love this issue. Absolutely brilliant. And I swear this was in colour. I swear this was in colour. I could be wrong. And then he ends up on the beach, and then off he trots across the ocean. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So these guys turn up. These are the Judder. There's again more McCarthy artwork. They turn up, teleport into Mega City 1, and basically start attacking various judges throughout the departments. One of them being Dredd, that needs to be found out. They kind of come out of nowhere, and I would have had this be the first thing that happens in the story, because eventually they go to Oz to basically try and track him down. So the idea that they release Chopper into Oz, and then kind of, we've got to track him down, so we need to go to Oz as kind of undercover. That would kind of make some kind of sense. There's a little bit in here because effectively he does go to Oz. The Oz judges arrest Dredd and put him into jail. And so they kind of bait these Judder out. this is another good part. This is where he gets onto a ship. Chopper gets onto a ship, and there's an insane robot cook. Very good. The Oz judges are what they expect them to be. They're all kind of laid back. The Oz judge is called Bruce. But yeah, this is a good one. So yeah, it turns out that they are effectively clones from the same clone pool. Morton Judd is a judge from Fargo's era that wanted to basically release a clone army. Yeah, this is great. This is really some cool stuff. It's kind of like an offshoot of the judges. What they've been doing all this time, I don't know. Because obviously it's been whatever 20, 30 years probably by now. But they're there. And yeah, the artwork for all this is Simpson artwork. This is Cliff Robinson artwork. This is McCarthy. A few other people as well. I like this. It's a very good story. But yeah, Oz continues for the rest of this book. Oh yes, this is the Royal Yacht, the Dame Edna, which I think is very very cool. So yeah, so we get that kind of Judder stuff out of the way in the kind of middle of Oz, and then we get many parts where effectively Chopper is racing through Super Surf 10, which again is very very cool. Make a deal with Dredd basically at the beginning of the thing that if you win or lose, I'm going to be waiting at the line for you. I'll shoot you if I have to. Any kind of give Chopper the kind of the twist to basically win the thing and possibly end up dying or give himself up for years in the prison. But it doesn't quite go to Dredd's plan because Doug Mackenzie wins. Dredd's still waiting for him there, and as he's trying to arrest him, Doug Mackenzie kind of knocks Dredd over, and then basically Dredd gets chewed out by the judges. And basically says, "You're a bit of a sport. Go on, sling your we've had enough here." Let him go, and they let Chopper out into the Australian version of the Cursed Earth, and that's where he stays for a little while. And Dredd's gone. I think that's a very very good ending to this. I hate it when they kill all these kind of characters off that have got potential story ideas, and when you've just done a 21 page or 22 3-part epic with Chopper in it, you don't want to kill him to the end of it. You want to see more of Chopper, and he does come back. Then we get the covers, again, McCarthy covers. I remember that one cover. I definitely remember the one that Democracy cover. I'm surprised they haven't got the Democracy cover that we saw that is now a t-shirt, because that's a pretty important one. But yeah, another decent collection. Absolutely fantastic. Well worth it for Oz. Well worth the other kind of standalone stories are very, very interesting too. But Oz is definitely a highlight here. For the artwork especially, but the story itself is interesting as well. So that's pretty much all I'm saying about this one. I'll hopefully be back soon than last time with another Dredd Case File overview. And hopefully I'll see you on another video before then as well. So thanks very much. Bye bye.